Brandenburg and Victoria McLaughlin are suing their motorcycle buyer, Carter Irwin Jr., for stealing a 2001 Harley-Davidson Heritage.
Mr. Brandenburg, you're suing the defendant for $10,000. I've read your complaint half a dozen times. I still couldn't figure it out. Mr. Irwin, you're counterclaiming for $10,000. I read your answer 1,000 times. I can't figure out what you're suing each other for. The only thing I can manage to put together, this has something to do with motorcycles.
Correct.
And it has something to do with a French bulldog and something called shatter, which I have no idea which it was, except that you wrote in your answer that he took your $7,000 worth of shatter, which is a marijuana extract. Okay, so I'm going to give you each 5 minutes to make your best case so that I understand what your case is about, because it wasn't clear. Go.
Okay, myself and Carter made a deal on a motorcycle. So we made a deal, and he never followed through on...
Okay, so he never followed through on the deal. Do you have that deal in writing?
No, it was all verbal.
And how much was the deal for?
$9,000 for the Harley-Davidson shovelhead.
And then what happened?
So I live in Sunnyside, Washington. He lives in Salem, Oregon. So we had traveled back to my place, and he seen the bike, and he decided he liked it and wanted it. So he had no transportation back to his place. So he borrowed my wife's van to travel back. So we had a verbal agreement on that.
Did he, just a second, did he take the bike?
No, he did not take the bike.
Did he ever take the bike?
No, I delivered the bike.
Does he still have possession of the bike?
No.
Where is it now?
It is at my place.
So you have it back?
Yes, I retrieved it.
Okay, next.
When he returned the van a few days later, November 4th, and he had no transportation back, so I let him borrow my 2001 Harley-Davidson Heritage.
Okay, so you have the first bike back, but you don't have the 2001.
Correct. When I went down, I apologize.
Christopher Brandenburg and Victoria McLaughlin claimed their motorcycle buyer, Carter Irwin Jr., stole their Harley-Davidson Heritage. Carter is countersuing, claiming Christopher stole his marijuana and a French bulldog.
Do you have, or did you have, possession of his 2001 Harley?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Do you still have it? No, look, don't look down. Do you still have it?
No, I don't.
Where is it?
It's at a guy's house that I know. It was sold, basically, because I didn't have the paperwork on it, like I was supposed to receive. I paid for these motorcycles.
Just a second. You paid the $9,000 for the first one?
I paid in product, Your Honor, with shatter.
You paid in product?
Yeah, with the concentrated marijuana shatter.
No.
Show me. Show me an agreement between the two of you.
It was all verbal, Your Honor.
Show me the agreement between, okay.
It was all verbal.
Fine. Unless I have it in writing, I don't care. Do you have anything in writing to show me that you paid for this motorcycle?
Here's some of the evidence of the jars of shatter that were taken from my house.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay.
I don't care about pictures of it.
Also, I have pictures of him dropping the shovel head off of my house.
Second, would you put them out, please? I don't listen to muttering. Goodbye. Is what you're telling me that you paid for this 2001 Harley, which you have, with a marijuana derivative?
Along with $1,500 cash, Your Honor, yes.
So I want you to show me where you get the $1,500 in cash from.
Well, see, we didn't do receipts. We didn't do a written contract. We didn't have any.
I didn't ask you that. I want you to show me where you got $1,500 in cash from. You have a bank account. You withdrew $1,500 from the bank account. That's all I want to say.
I don't have that with me, Your Honor.
Well, this is the dance, sir. There's not an encore to this dance. There's only one dance.
We have a text message saying that he was going to pay us $9,000.
May I?
He was going to transfer it.
May I see it, please?
Sure may.
Okay, easy.
This bottom one right here.
Easy. Yeah, November 2nd, you told him that you were going to transfer $9,000.
Yes, and then that's when I went to Sunnyside and I took Shatter with me because I didn't have the money at that time to cover it. So,
Don't be ridiculous. I don't believe a word you're saying to me.
okay.
All right. Now we're going to talk about the dog. Tell me about the dog. It was an 8.5-month-old, according to what I read, French bulldog.
I'm the one that dealt with the dog stuff. Can I step over?
Who owns the dog?
I do. I have
Fine, then you
paperwork from...
Just a second.
Yeah. Let her.
Transfer over there. Tell me what happened on the 28th of October with this dog.
Carter expressed that he would like a French bulldog
Who's
or a mix.
Carter?
Carter. And so we discussed him being a guardian home. A guardian home is where they keep the dog, they feed it, water it, take care of it. It stays in their home, and then when I'm going to breed it, I get to breed the dog. And then after one breeding, then they own the dog free and clear. So that's what we had agreed on, is that he's supposed to feed and water the dog, the food that has to be of a certain quality. It has to have a backyard. It has to be fenced. They have to own their own home, yada, yada. Anyway, we found out from Carter's sister that he does not own his home, that there is not a fenced yard, and he...
You took the dog back.
We took the dog back.
Just a second. Is it correct, Mr. Irwin, because there's a dispute about you have the dog now?
I have placed the dog in a different home, but yes, I had the dog.
Probably better off without both of you. They have the dog back. For all intents and purposes, whatever she did with this poor creature that is clearly just being used for money, you had possession of for a while, and you had an agreement that you could keep the dog after one litter?
Yeah. I have a full fenced-in backyard.
Just a second. I don't care.
Oh, sorry.
Just answer my question.
Yes.
That was your agreement?
Yep.
Yeah. And when they came to get the motorcycle back, they took the dog back with them?
Yeah.
You have a counterclaim. You want the dog.
Yeah.
You can't have it. The dog is gone now. It's some other poor home because none of you really have this dog's best interest at heart. As a pet, you're using it to make money. That's it. Okay, so this is my ruling in this very complicated case. They're going to get their motorcycle back. They're going to get that because you're going to tell me in a neutral location and a time and a date when and where they should pick it up. Tell me now.
Let's say the 15th.
15th of this month?
Yeah.
15th. Where should they pick it up?
Anywhere. Anywhere in Salem.
The police station?
Police station.
Yeah,
Great.
right.
What time of day?
Say by noontime.
Noon. High noon. High noon on the 15th. Motorcycle transfer. The puppy is in another home. This case is over. Goodbye.
This court is adjourned. Case number 3050, Cockrell versus McMurray. All parties, please step forward.
Justin Cockrell is suing his friend, James McMurray III, for damage after a golf cart hit his car.
Mr. Cockrell, it is your claim that owing to the defendant's negligence, your car was dented.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see a picture of the dent on your car?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a serious dent. Okay, let me understand the theory of your case. Mr. McMurray is a friend of yours. I assume you were there as well that day?
Yes, ma'am.
You were all having a pleasant afternoon, having a couple of drinks. Were you watching a sporting event?
We were watching golf.
At whose house were you
At
watching it?
Bubba's house.
Your house?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people had golf carts?
2. I drove my car over there. Everybody else lives in that neighborhood, so they'll drive their golf carts.
And Mr. McMurray, what time did you get to the event?
I got there around 2:30 that afternoon.
And did you bring your golf cart?
I sure did.
You drove your golf cart. On what date was this?
May 21st.
So let me see if I've got the alleged facts right. You wanted to leave at some point. You went outside and found that somebody's golf cart was blocking your golf cart
That's correct, Your Honor.
in the driveway.
Yes, that is correct.
The keys, I assume, were in the golf cart,
That's correct, Your Honor.
the one that was blocking your golf cart. So you moved that golf cart in order to get your car out.
That's correct.
Mr. Cockrell says that when you moved that golf cart, you moved it and left it negligently, so that golf cart rolled down the driveway and hit his car, causing this damage.
Justin Cockrell claims his friend, James McMurray III, owes for car damage after a golf cart rolled into his vehicle.
Is that the theory of your case?
That's correct, yes, ma'am. The golf carts were actually in the garage. I had parked parallel to the garage, so when the cart rolled, it rolled out of the garage and into the side of my car.
Okay. And you, Mr. McMurray, don't deny the fact that you moved somebody else's golf cart.
That's correct.
And you don't deny that that golf cart that you moved caused the damage to his car.
When I got back to the scene, the cart had hit the car.
So those are acknowledged facts. You moved the golf cart. As far as we know, you were the last person that touched that golf cart. That golf cart caused this damage, and he wants you to be responsible. So now, with those agreed facts, which is really makes my life so much easier, I want you to tell me why it's not your fault.
Your Honor, when I moved the golf cart, it was blocking my cart. So I moved it to the left of mine. So when I put the brake on the golf cart and walked behind the golf cart to get back to my cart that was right next to it, and I backed up, took my time, making sure I didn't hit the car in my golf cart, I turn around and I head to my house.
About what time was that?
I'd probably been there 45 minutes, so 3:15.
And you went home to do what?
I went to go home to take care of my dog.
What did you have to do to take care of
I
your
needed
dog?
to let him outside to use the restroom.
Did you?
Yes, ma'am.
And then what did you do? Then you came back to the house?
Then I came back
to the house?
Yes.
So would you say you were gone 10 minutes?
Yes.
So now you're gone 10 minutes. Just let the dog out. Now you're gone 10 minutes and you come out and you find that the golf cart that you moved, without anybody's permission, by the way, you didn't ask the owner of that golf
No, I
cart
did
if you
not.
could touch it.
The keys were in it.
Well, if the keys are in a car, sir, and you pull up in front of the Piggly Wiggly, and the keys are in a car, but it doesn't belong to you, but the car is sitting right where you want to put your car to put your groceries in, and just because the keys are in the car doesn't mean you can drive it, right?
Right.
So without permission, you got into somebody else's golf cart and moved it. And within 10 minutes, his car is damaged.
That's correct.
So give me a theory, sir, of what happened that you're not responsible for.
Like I said earlier, Judge, I moved the cart, parked it, and I walked behind that cart. If this cart is what they're alleging rolled back on its own, then wouldn't it have hit me when I walked behind it, getting into my cart?
Maybe it needed a nudge from the wind. Maybe it needed something else. But that's not the kind of intervening act, sir, that gets you off the hook.
Well,
doesn't get you off the hook.
okay.
I'm going to give you an example, my favorite example. Many years ago, I tried a case that changed my life to a minute degree forever. You go grocery shopping, you go to big stores, and they always have a place where you put the grocery cart after you finish loading your car, right? Put them here. So this particular case was about a woman who went shopping and she had a big load of groceries and she unloaded the groceries in her car and then do what some irresponsible people do. They just leave the cart there. Cart can roll, cart, could be touched, whatever. And the cart rolled into another car and caused damage. The defendant's defense to that case wasn't her, it was wind, which is an act of God. Wind came and blew the shopping cart into the plaintiff's car. Well, the wind isn't an intervening act because if the shopping cart had been put into its place, wind, rain, frogs, hail, nothing would have happened to the plaintiff's car. We understand each other?
We do.
That's actually not the punchline of this story, because after all, we're just dealing with a dented car here. After that case aired, because I was doing it in the television courtroom, I was shopping in Publix in Florida, and I unloaded my groceries in the trunk of my car and was going to leave the shopping cart there. And 3 women got out of a car together who had clearly seen that episode and stood there with their arms crossed, waiting to see if I was going to put the shopping cart back where it belonged. So when I say that case changed my life forever, I can't go grocery shopping anymore unless, I don't care where it is, it could be 20 blocks away, but that shopping cart goes where it's supposed to be because somebody's around who's going to take my picture, leaving that cart around, and it's going to humiliate me. So what I'm saying to you is, it's your fault.
It wasn't my golf cart. It wasn't my house.
It wasn't. It was just a second. It wasn't your golf cart, which means you shouldn't have touched it. Which means if you wanted to go home and let your dog out, which you probably should have done a half hour before, then you go inside and say, because you know all these people, whose golf cart is that? It's blocking me in. Can you move it? That's easy. You would do that with a car. You just took it upon yourself to go to touch somebody else's property, and within a millisecond, because nobody else came out and touched that car, you were the last person who touched that golf cart. You were. It caused this damage. You know, don't make excuses. Accept responsibility. Shouldn't have done it, whether you forgot to put the brake on it or not, because I've driven golf carts. We have them around, and sometimes I forget. It says turn it on, and then you hit the brake, and there are two brakes. So I never park it like this. If anything, I park it like this against a tree, so it can't go anyplace. It's your fault.
Well, that brings up
fault. It's your fault. May I have the estimate to fix your car,
Yes,
please? What year car is this BMW?
It's 2011.
Judge, can I ask you a question?
No, I don't answer questions. That's one of the delights of this job. I ask questions. I don't answer questions. Nice. 1482, judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
Guys, assalamu alaikum. Welcome to my channel. আবারও আপনাকে স্বাগতম জানাচ্ছি আমার নতুন আরো একটি ভিডিওতে। আশা করি ততক্ষণ আপনারা সুস্থ রয়েছেন, ভালো রয়েছেন। আর আপনার সঙ্গে কথা বলতে না পারলেই যেমন দিনটা অচেতন হয়ে যায়, অবহেলিত হয়ে যায়, কেমন জানি লেগে যায়। সো আমরা চেষ্টা করছি একটু আপনাদের সঙ্গে কথা বলার। সো কথা বলতে যদি ভালো লাগে আরও একটু কথা বলবো, আর যদি না লাগে চাইলে এখানেই কেটে দিতে পারবো। কিন্তু আমাদের ভিডিওর একটা রুলস রয়েছে, আমাদের কিছু টপিক রয়েছে, যে টপিক নিয়ে আমাদেরকে পুরোটা সময় ধরে আপনাদের সঙ্গে কথা বলতে হবে। আর আপনাদেরকে অবশ্যই সঙ্গে থাকতে হবে, কারণ আপনারা যদি সঙ্গে না থাকেন আমরা আসলে কাকে নিয়ে কথা বলবো, কি কথা বলবো, কে শুনবে আপনি বলেন। সো এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি কিছু শব্দ আছে। আমরা পড়েছিলাম তরঙ্গর যে প্রথম সূচিপত্র থাকে, এই সূচিপত্রটি এখন চেষ্টা করছি পরে যে বিস্তারিত যেই কথাগুলো সেগুলো পড়া। এর মাঝেই যে পার্টগুলো আসলে ইম্পর্টেন্ট সেই পার্টগুলো আসলে পড়ার চেষ্টা করছি। সো আপনারা অবশ্যই সঙ্গে থাকবেন। আমি একটু পড়ে নিই, আপনি শুনতে থাকুন বা দেখতে থাকুন। আসলে আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে আমরা যেই বিষয়বস্তুগুলো রয়েছে এগুলো যে পড়বো, এগুলো আসলে এখন না পড়ে আমাদের বিষয়বস্তুগুলো পড়া দরকার। আসলে এখানে টপিক পড়ে তো লাভ নেই, আমাদেরকে বিস্তারিত জানতে হবে, কারণ আমাদেরকে টাইম পাস করতে হবে, টাইম মেনটেন করতে হবে, আর অনেক কিছুই রয়েছে যেগুলো আমাদের আগে দরকার। আচ্ছা, এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছি তরঙ্গের উৎপত্তি। আচ্ছা, পুকুরে লেকে বা খালি স্থির পানি যদি একটি ঢিল ফেলা হয়, তাহলে ঢিল যেখানে পানিতে প্রবেশ করে সেখানে একটি আলোড়ন সৃষ্টি হয়। আপনি বুঝতে পারছেন, এই যে ঢেউ, এই কথা বলা হয়েছে।
Brenda Langley is suing business owner Amber Howard for damages and defamation to her pet daycare business.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case 2173, Langley versus Howard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Langley, your complaint states that you live in a rural area, 13 acres. Your business is pet sitting.
Correct.
The property that you own does not have running water.
Correct.
So all the water for your property has to be trucked in.
Yes.
The defendant is the owner of?
The owner's wife.
The same thing. They own a water business where they deliver by truck massive amounts of water, and you had used them for a period of time. Prior to Labor Day of 2021, when this incident occurred, how long have you been using the defendants?
Probably about a year.
And how often did they deliver water to your property?
4 times a week. Usually 3 times for the pool and once for the house.
Okay. And each time they came, was that on a set time during the week?
We tried to get a set time, but it varied quite often.
Okay. Would they call before they came?
No.
For the year that you had them, when they came, did you pay them at the time that they came?
Yes, I did. Oftentimes we paid in advance. So we paid
so
for the
you
entire
either paid
week.
in advance or you paid at the time of the delivery?
Yes.
Did you give them a check or cash?
Check.
Now let's get to Labor Day 2021. On what day were they supposed to come?
I believe it was the 4th of September. It was on a Friday.
And who was at home to accept the delivery?
We didn't know when they were coming, but I had taken my employee out to lunch, and I called my nephew, who was there holding down the fort, and told him if they deliver water, let them know I forgot the check, so they can either deliver or come back later.
Well, you live in a rural area. Coming back later is a big inconvenience because you forgot the check.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, it happened that it was a big inconvenience because you went out for lunch and you left a nephew. They came, the check wasn't there, and they left with the water. Now, what time did you come?
I wasn't the one who delivered the water. It was my husband, but I believe he had came.
No, he'll tell me.
Oh, okay.
So this was about a year and a half ago. I don't remember the exact time, but it was an AM delivery because we were going out of town Friday evening, going up north. So I was trying to get done with our route fairly early so that we could get
So
out
the first time you came to the house was in the morning?
That's correct.
Not lunchtime?
No, it was probably somewhere around 10 a.m. if I was to guess.
Okay. And when you got there that one time, the nephew was there?
That's correct.
And tell me what happened.
Well, the nephew, for starters, is about 12 years old. And the reason why we don't necessarily have a time frame for businesses is because if it's between business hours, when we show up and if they need water, usually that shouldn't be an issue for the business.
Don't give me a whole story, sir. The nephew was 12 years old, okay, and he was left in charge of the pets.
That's correct.
Okay, so the nephew was left in charge of these animals, and when you came, there was no check. What happened?
It wasn't even about the money, the reason why I left. The reason why I showed up there is he was talking on the phone, and he said, we are not ready for water right now.
He was on his phone?
Yes.
Where did this conversation take place?
Near the pool, the dog pool. And we were actually taking 4,000 gallons. So I brought my big truck. I'd bring 2,000 for the doggy pool and then 2,000 for the house because it was a holiday weekend, so I had to make sure that we got him enough water to last through the holiday weekend.
Okay, and I assume that the plaintiff was satisfied with your service because she had continued with your service for over a year.
Yes, that's correct.
That's according to you. That's according to you. You had been satisfied with their service because if you weren't, you would have found somebody else. But you had been satisfied with their service. According to you, you paid them in advance or on the date of the delivery. On Labor Day, September 4th, you left your 12-year-old nephew there.
12, but...
Well, how old is he, 13?
He's 15.
So what? What's the difference?
Okay, I'm just...
Well, maybe he's 15 now. Maybe he wasn't in 2021. So the nephew said to you, we're not ready for water delivery now.
That's
Is that what you're saying? Now, your business have a phone?
Correct.
Did the plaintiff ever call you and say, I'm home now, I'm sorry, there was a mix-up?
No, so what happened, I showed up there, he wasn't ready for water. I told him, I go, that is...
What do you have to do to get ready for water?
For their purposes, I believe it was to try to use up as much as they can.
No, don't tell me what you believe. I want to know what you have to do to get ready for a water delivery. Do you have to open up a spigot? What do you have to do?
Okay, so basically they're holding tanks that are in basements or in the ground. So normally nobody even has to be there, 90% of our customers. This particular case, one of their tanks is in a basement, which doesn't have an alarm. So in order to fill their tank up, somebody has to be down there with a radio to radio up to us to know when to shut the water off.
Okay, so that would have had to have been the nephew who was between the ages of 12 and 15, would have had to have been in the basement.
That's correct.
Okay. And when you came onto the property, he said, we're not ready for a water delivery.
That's correct.
And he would have had to have been in the basement.
That's correct.
So you left?
Yes. Correct.
What happened next?
Your Honor, I told him that it's not that big of a deal. I got a few more stops. I'm going to go do those stops, and then I'll come back. And then hopefully you'll be ready, and your aunt would be ready for water at that time. So I went and did my 2 stops. So I used up another 4,000 gallons. I filled back up. Went back to their house. At this time, it was probably somewhere around 12. And again, he said, we're still not ready for water.
So you went back again at noon?
Between 12 and 1, I would say.
And the plaintiff wasn't home?
That's correct. Again.
How many hours passed between the first delivery and the second?
It takes me about 45 minutes per stop, and I know I did about 2 stops, so about an hour and a half it took me before I was back there.
And for that hour and a half, she didn't come back. So it was either a very late breakfast or a very early lunch.
That's correct.
Okay, so now they go twice to deliver water to you, and you're not there, and neither is your check. So now you tell me what happened next.
Kyle called me. First, he doesn't have a phone, but we do have a business line. So he called me on the business line and told me that the driver just left. He goes, I don't know where he went. He said, I think
Who told?
Kyle.
Who was that?
I'm sorry. He's my nephew.
Your nephew called you. What time?
Well, our lunch is...
What? You went
can't tell
before
you.
lunch because he was there earlier in the morning.
We did not go before lunch. We went 12:30 to 2. The dogs always nap 12:30 to 2.
Okay.
We separated the dogs.
How many times did they?
And we were
how many?
5 minutes.
How
away.
many times did they come to your house to deliver water?
According to what I was told, I wasn't there. 2.
Well, that's what he says. He came
said 3.
twice. We haven't gotten to the third yet, but he came twice to your house and you weren't there.
Correct.
You're supposed to wait for a service. You're supposed to be there ready for the service. That would be on you. That's not on them. That's on you. They came when they were supposed to deliver water, and you weren't there, and you left somebody who was not equipped to deal with the situation in charge. And what happened was you didn't have water potentially over the holiday weekend because they were going away, so you had to scurry to find other water.
Correct.
That's what this case is about.
Business owner Amber Howard defamed her pet daycare business. Amber is countersuing for negative reviews Brenda made toward her business.
Okay, so according to you, a year later, you heard something about their business, so you wrote a negative something about their business on the internet. You'll tell me what that is in a moment. And in retaliation for that, they posted a negative comment about your business, alleging something that had to do with the animals. So that's what this case is about. Your use of the internet to make trouble. You, a year later, according to you, only posted 1 negative review. Is that right?
Correct.
And that was a year later.
Yes. Do you want me to tell you why? Because they take the reviews down. You can't leave it.
All I'm
away.
asking you is, I don't want to hear shoulda, woulda, coulda. A year later, you posted a negative review about them. So I'd like to see the review and why you waited a year. You had had a full year of positive service from these people, and the day that you had a problem with them was your fault. I just determined that. It was your fault.
Okay.
So I want to see what you said about them. Miss Langley, so I read this thing. It says, funny how this shows up as a recommendation. Apparently, they took the rating system off their page. They were always shorting us on water for the pool. Well, you used them satisfactorily for a year. So I think that that's baloney.
We had a couple run-ins over it.
Once when I complained, the driver said my nephew told him to stop. What is that about? Once when you complained about what?
About the pool being short on water.
Just what did your nephew have to do with them? Your nephew is hardly a teenager. What did your nephew have to do with discussing
Nothing,
things
really.
with the bro?
Nothing. He
Nothing.
would help them sometimes bring the hose in and things like that, but he was just a helper every once in a while.
Well, what does that mean?
He didn't have anything to do with it.
Once when I complained, the driver said my nephew told him to stop. Video surveillance proved he was lying. No one ever approached him and no one spoke to him. I showed the owner the video and he didn't seem to care. The last straw was when the owner, that would be them, left for a holiday weekend and we had no water and low pool water. Well, that would be your fault. You don't say that here. It just makes it appear as if they left and left you high and dry, but they came at least twice, he's going to tell me a third time probably, to deliver water, and you weren't there. When my nephew asked if we could pay next week, he got in his truck and left. That's also your fault.
If you would have communicated, I could have brought the money. We were 5 minutes away.
Just a second. That puts the onus on them. Why weren't you there? This is all on you. This isn't on them. No conversation, no phone call, not even a curse word. I called his wife to find out what happened, and she said they were going out of town for the weekend. And you put in parentheses, too bad. Well, you're allowed to go out. You're allowed. Yeah, you're allowed to go out for lunch when their delivery is coming without a check, but they're not allowed to go out for Labor Day for the weekend. I immediately called a competitor to bail us out. Thank God he took mercy on us and came out right away. We have had excellent service with a competitor ever since. It could have been catastrophic to try not just to live, but run a business with no water over the holiday weekend. You should have been home to get your delivery. And so,
can I say something?
Sure.
I always paid. They knew I was good for the money, and nobody has to be there when they deliver water. We don't watch them deliver water, except for maybe in the house, and Kyle was there to receive it.
Just a second. He just told me that one of the water tanks is in the basement. Somebody has to be there in the basement in your house. If your preteen or post-teen nephew was on the telephone, didn't want to be bothered at that moment, that ain't his fault. That's your fault that you left somebody incompetent when you were supposed to get a water delivery. All I'm saying to you is, this is nasty a year later. Nasty. And for no reason. I don't hear a reason why this a year later. You want to tell me?
I had heard about some bad business practices, so it got me upset again. So I decided to look and find a way to put a review on. They had taken their reviews off the page. So immediately I wanted to put a review on there, but they have it down as a recommendation.
Who cares?
So that's when I
I just still don't understand why a year later you stir this up. So for a year, you were getting water from a competitor. You cut off their system. They seem to be still surviving. You're still in business?
Yes. Yeah.
They're in business without you. You're in business without them.
Right.
Okay. So this is nasty. Okay. Now, as a result of being nasty, they wrote a review about you, which is why you're here.
Yes.
About your business.
Yes.
May I see that review?
About her statement saying that she only gave us one bad review. We have proof that we have multiple bad reviews, not just the one, over that course of a year and a half.
May I see, and I'd like to see them. Did you write more than one negative review? Okay, I'm going to take a look at them.
That's what I posted. Oh, I'm sorry, this is what I posted right here. I gave you the wrong copy.
Oh, well, this is a different one where you say last water haulers suggested we had to kiss whatever or they would not show. They rarely answered a call or a text in a timely manner. I was even late to a party posted at my home. I had zero water and couldn't shower, couldn't get in touch with anybody. The last straw was Friday. They dropped us on a holiday weekend and said that they would see us on Tuesday.
I don't think that was a review, Your Honor.
Was this not a review?
I don't believe so.
No, it wasn't a review. It was a comment.
Yep.
It was a comment. Mm-hmm. It was still out there, alive, out there.
Linda Langley has accused business owner Amber Howard of defaming her pet daycare business. Amber claims Brenda created negative reviews a year after their dispute ended.
I'm looking to see what you posted about her.
He's got it.
You go, Judge.
Okay, so you posted this on October the 30th, and this is on a Facebook?
Yes.
We used to supply water for the puppy pool here 3 times a week, and our drivers witnessed on multiple occasions the staff mistreating dogs in their care. They would see on multiple occasions dog feces in the pool before they would fill it up. We were going to send our dog there before we knew all this, but I told our dog was too small and they could not accommodate him. Now that I know the kind of business they run, I'm thankful I kept my pet out of their care. I would think twice before sending your beloved pet there. And then Lucky Puppy, that would be you. Funny, I just gave you a poor review on your page. The difference is our review was true. Your review is defamation of character. You can remove your untrue statements or you can be sued. Your choice. So now I'm going to ask you sort of the same question. The incident happened on Labor Day of 2021. October 30th, and that would be of 2022?
Correct.
So between the time that they ceased to be customers of yours and a year later, what happened that caused you to write this negative review?
So as you can see in the evidence I gave you, she all the time was just saying negative things about our business. We never had said anything about her business.
Just a second. So the answer was it was tit for tat.
Correct.
It was tit for tat. She was writing negative reviews about your business. Mm-hmm. So you wrote which I just determined were untrue. So you wrote a negative review about her business.
Correct.
A year later. I mean, if you were really concerned about the pets, you would have written it immediately. So it was really a tit for tat. You got tired.
He wrote that review on my page, so I decided to write a true review about her page.
Perfect. So did I get that all right? Good. A pox on both your houses.
May I say something, please?
Sure.
So what she accused us of is illegal.
Just a second.
We have to keep sanitary conditions, and we have
Just a second. How do I know that one of their drivers didn't report seeing feces in the pool? How do I know that?
I've been there before and asked them why they didn't need water that currently week, that they're going to need it, the 2,000 gallons on Wednesday like they normally do. And he said we just had to get the dogs out just because we realized there was feces in there. They said it happens a few times a year. So it was not a statement.
Whatever. It's their business, madam. Just like this is your business. If you run a dirty place,
I don't. That's the whole thing.
Just a second.
My
they don't run an irresponsible business. In your reviews, you're suggesting that they are irresponsible and also thieves, because in one of your reviews, you say they were shorting us on water.
Yes, they were.
That's what you say. And you said it not only a year later, you said it during the course of the year. And it was their business. Their business is as important to them as yours is to you. So if you're going to weaponize these reviews, then you both deserve what you got. You're not supposed to do that. If you were legitimately concerned about the dogs, you would have reported it right away. What this was tit for tat, so you deserve each other. Claim and counterclaim are dismissed. Goodbye.
This court is adjourned.
Avril Matthews is suing her former friend, Unati Mia, for medical bills after Unati damaged her teeth.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge.
Hello, Kevin.
Case 3057, Matthews versus Mia.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Miss Matthews, how long do you know the defendant?
A few months, Your Honor.
Where did you meet her?
We met at a gathering, like through mutual friends.
And when did you meet her?
I would say probably the beginning of last year.
Give me a month and the year.
Probably like June, maybe, like in the
June
in summer,
is a
like
question.
last year.
I don't know when you met. The beginning of last year would be a January, not a June.
Okay.
That would be the middle of last year.
I would say
the questions are going to get harder, Miss Matthews, not easier. They're going to get harder.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, when did you and the defendant meet? Month and year?
May 2022, last year.
And the incident that you reference in your lawsuit against the defendant happened in April of 2023, so approximately a year later.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Between May of 2022 and April of 2023, about how often did you and the defendant see each other?
I would say probably every other couple of months or every other weekend. Like it would be a regular thing.
Just a second. I want to tell you how silly you sound, because Whitney is going to read back what you just said. How often did you see each other?
On a regular basis.
Just a second.
Sorry.
I'm going to tell you what you just said.
I would say probably every other couple of months or every other weekend, like it would be a regular.
Every other couple of months would mean that maybe you saw her 4 times. If you saw her every other weekend, that's a different story. Do you understand? You have to get your story straight before you come here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Story straight. You get it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is what the case is about. So now I've got my players. Is your claim that on an evening in April, the two of you went out for dinner, ended up in someone's apartment, I think yours, and the two of you were in the bedroom, sitting on the bed, phone rings, and it was your phone?
My phone.
Your phone. And somehow, according to the complaint, the defendant threw the phone at you and broke your teeth in the front. And that's what you're suing her for.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So that you don't know when you met her, and you don't know how often you saw her, but that you remember.
Yes.
So let's start with that evening, and then I have a few questions for you. Let's start with the evening of April what?
April 1st, 2023.
Did you meet her at a restaurant, or did you pick her up, or did she pick you up?
So we actually picked her up, and
we actually picked her up. Who's the we?
Me and a friend of mine.
Picked her up?
Yes.
And the three of you went out for dinner?
Yes, that's correct.
Finished dinner at about what time?
After 10, maybe going into 11 o'clock.
And now there are three of you leaving the restaurant at 11 o'clock.
Yes,
Keep
that's
going.
correct. So at the restaurant, we had some dinner and drinks, and we were having a conversation. I think it was like a debate, and we were speaking about something about how, from a woman's perspective and another woman's perspective, how a man would probably react to a certain situation, and we were in a disagreement about something. And then she proceeded to play fight with me, which I thought at the time was...
You're talking about at dinner?
Yes, at dinner, at the restaurant, when we all three were there, and we were having a couple of drinks, and she proceeded to get physical with me. So it was play fighting.
Okay,
at the time that I thought.
Wait just a second. Play fighting at the restaurant before 11 o'clock. Okay, so now there's play fighting before 11 o'clock, and what do you do when you leave the restaurant?
So we proceeded to go to a nightclub, but during the play fighting, I just want to go into detail that she had bit me.
I don't want to go into detail.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
I want to get to the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you went to a nightclub. Did the three of you go to a nightclub?
Yes, Your Honor, we did.
For how long?
Close to 2 hours.
So now we're at 1 a.m.
Yes.
Did you have a good time at the nightclub?
Yes, you could say so. Yes.
I'm just curious.
It was okay.
I'm just curious.
Yes.
Did you dance?
Yes, you could.
Who did you dance with?
We would like dancing with each other, probably, we'd sit down and then we'd get up.
Not probably.
Excuse me?
Not probably. I wasn't there.
Yes, we would dance with each other, and then
good.
we would sit down, and then depending on what kind of music would be playing.
So it's now 1 a.m.
And later on, my witness joined us at the nightclub. So we were then 4 at the nightclub together.
Okay. And when did you leave the nightclub? 1 o'clock?
Yes, I would say like probably around 1.
Well, that's what you said before.
Yes, I think we were maybe there for a little bit longer because we then went to McDonald's afterwards. And at that time, they were selling breakfast.
What time did you leave?
So I would say much later than that. Now that I'm thinking about it, a little bit later than that.
Good.
Apologies, Your Honor.
Good. About what time?
I would say right when the nightclub was closing, so probably about 3.
So from 11 to 3, you were at a nightclub drinking and dancing. And then how did you get to McDonald's?
We drove.
Who drove?
My friend of mine that's not here currently.
And from McDonald's, where did you go?
We went to my place, Your Honor.
Did the 4 of you remain there?
Yes, Your Honor, the entire night.
Okay, so they were there and your friend was also there during this incident?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
So now you can tell me about the incident.
Okay, so we got to my place, and after coming from McDonald's, we got out of the car, and she had bit me again.
I want you to listen to me.
Okay.
I want you to get to the incident.
Okay.
We're not here at...
Avril Matthews claims her former friend, Unati Mia, owes for medical bills after she threw her phone at Avril.
So I want you to get to the period of time when you were injured. Who was there in the room and how it happened? Do you get it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect.
So we got into my place, and we were all sitting. We were in the living room, and we were all waiting for each other so that we could all eat together.
What do you mean, all eat together? From where? From McDonald's?
Yes.
So you had brought McDonald's back
Yes, Your
to
Honor.
your house?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes.
Now move on.
I was in my room, and Unati was with me in the room, and Haji was out in my living room. And Unati got up, and her phone rang, or a beep or a text came through from her, and she got, aggressive and wanted to get my attention to show me what was on her phone. And at that time, she called my name, and I didn't respond to her, and she wanted to get my attention, and she threw the phone at me. And I looked and I was like, oh, okay, like, wow. And out of shock, I then got up and I went to the bathroom. And at that time, Haji had witnessed her because Haji was going to the bathroom. So Haji walked in and at that time heard like, Avril, you know, I'm trying to get your attention. And Haji then saw her throw the phone at me.
Don't tell me what she saw.
Okay.
So she got up to go to the bathroom. The defendant's phone rang. Where was the defendant when you say her phone rang?
Well, she got a message.
Just
her phone
a second.
didn't ring. Okay, sorry, Your Honor.
Message, a bing, whatever it was. Where was she?
She was in the bedroom with me, Your Honor.
Bedroom where?
So I was laying on the bed, Your Honor.
You were laying on
Yes,
the bed.
I was laying on the bed.
Shh. You were laying on the bed. Was she on the bed or was she standing?
At the time, she was sitting and then she got up.
She was sitting on the bed.
Yes.
Where was her phone?
Her phone was in her hand, I believe.
Just don't say you believe. I wasn't there.
Okay, yes, her phone
wasn't there.
Her phone was in her hand.
Was in her hand.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So she was sitting on the bed. Her phone beeped or rang. It's in her hand, and she got up to a standing position.
Yes.
And she's looking at her phone, or she's speaking into her phone?
She was looking at her phone. She wasn't speaking into her phone.
So she's now standing up, looking at her phone, and
tried to get my attention.
Just a second. Trying to get your attention is a conclusion. What did she do?
She called my name, and I didn't respond.
And you didn't?
And I think that's when she threw the phone to get my attention. But it was, I would say that it was I don't know what text message she got.
Just a second.
Okay.
And that's how your teeth got injured.
Yes, Your Honor.
Perfect. So we have found the story. Now I just have to read this. Well, you see, your complaint, Miss Matthews, says that the phone was not in her hand. It says her phone beeped. She got up from the bed and grabbed her phone. That's what you said in your complaint.
Okay, so apologies, Your Honor. I think I was just trying to, figure out exactly what happened.
You know, we're not here at some science class, madam. We're in a courtroom. You signed a complaint.
Yes.
You know, I find this whole thing a little bit fishy anyway, and you're just feeding into that with some of your responses to me and some of what's in your complaint, because it all sounds bizarre. So I know I'm missing something. So was the phone, when it beeped, in her hand, or was it in a place where she had to get up and go and get it?
I would say that...
Not I would say. I don't want to know what you would say. I want to know the truth. There aren't different versions of the truth. There's only one version of the truth. So not I would say, think about it. And were you correct when you swore to this complaint that she got up and grabbed the phone? Or were you correct when you testified a moment ago that the phone was in her hand?
I would say that I was correct when I said on the paper that she got up and picked up the phone.
Now I'm going to go back. Where did she pick up the phone from?
I have a dresser in my room.
A what?
I think it was the dresser. I'm not sure,
if you say, listen to me, if you say I don't know how this happened, it all happened so fast, that's okay. But if you I think I have a dresser, and this is a dresser, so I think the phone was on.
I would say that it happened off, I'm just trying to replay the night, but I think that she got up and she took the phone, and that's when she got the text message.
Great. I feel so much more comfortable than when we started. All right, let's get to the bedroom.
All right.
Who was in the bedroom?
It was Avril, and...
Where was she?
She was in the living room.
And can you tell me why you were in the bedroom instead of in the living room?
I can't tell. You know, we don't know. We were in the living room, and then we just went to the bedroom. I really can't.
Okay, go.
Yes. So my phone was actually on her dresser. I had put my phone on the dresser when we came in, on her nightstand dresser in front of her bed. I got the text message. I stood up, and I went around her bed, and I went to get my phone from the dresser. I stood in front of the bed, and she was in front of me, obviously on the bed. And I got a text message from a guy that I was talking to at the time. And I wanted her to see. So I was really excited, and I was telling her, oh, he texted me, and I was telling her what he was saying. And she's like, oh, let me see. And then she put her hands out, and I, in an underhand position, I passed her the phone.
So you tossed the phone?
I did.
You tossed the phone at
yes,
her?
Your Honor.
And is that when it hit her in the mouth? Okay. Prior to all of these...
Avril Matthews is accusing her former friend, Unati Mia, of throwing her phone at Avril and damaging her teeth.
And then it took us a long time to get there, but clearly this was an accident.
Absolutely.
Accident happens when you're in a car. You don't mean to hit anybody, but you do. Accident happens if you're parking the car. You don't gauge that parallel parking just right. Well, if you're from Brooklyn, you always gauge the parallel parking just right. But it's an accident.
Your Honor.
But when...
Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
When you have an accident, you have to pay for the accident because it's not an on purpose, but it's an accident. So I would like to see, dating back to the week of April 1st, any text messages that you have or emails between the two of you discussing the incident of April 1st.
April 1st.
In the week of the 1st, this is the only...
This doesn't say anything.
That's just the only conversation over text that we had.
Well, this doesn't say anything about the incident that happened.
Yeah,
nothing. Okay, let me see your evidence, Ms. Matthews, about the incident itself. You show me all those pages.
No, it's not any conversation regarding the night of the incident. It's all the conversations that we had regarding after I went to the ER and the bills.
I would like to take a look at those. Okay, well, it's clear, Ms. Meyer, that prior to all of these emails, you and the plaintiff had a discussion where it was clear between the two of you that this accident was your fault because all of these emails discuss with the plaintiff payment. And to summarize what I've just read, she went to the emergency room. She went to a dentist. She got estimates. She was in discomfort. She told you what the proposal was. You said to her, you can get someplace cheaper. She said, I'm not going to do that. You said to her, well, if you're not going to do that, meet me halfway. You know, I make the minimum wage. I can't afford all of these bills, which suggests to me that you understood your culpability, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm not suggesting, nor was there any indication to me that this was a purposeful assault. Wasn't. It was a stupid accident. You were both probably drunk. I'd like to see all of your medical bills, please, starting with the ER. There's a lot of bills for me to go through.
Yes.
Did you have the work done yet?
I had some work done, and for future, I still have to have one more procedure done on me, Your Honor.
I'd like to take a look at the report from the dentist requiring another procedure.
Okay.
Maybe. But let's see what you had done so far.
Okay, Your Honor. Let me just put it in order.
And you have proof of payment of those bills?
No, I haven't paid any of it, Your Honor.
None of it? You mean the dentist worked for nothing?
I have the proof for the consultations that I've paid. So I paid for the consultation.
I want to see proof of payment of how much you paid. So your initial visit at the ER was $985.
Yes.
And it is for a tooth. That's what it says. A tooth.
So they had placed...
Okay. Just telling you what it says. Okay. So a lot of this work has yet to be done.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And in order to have it done, they want to be paid.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
But the 4,600...
I didn't ask you a question. You understand, Ms. Meyer, that I believe that this was an accident.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't believe that it was an accident.
I don't care what you believe, and I didn't pose a question to you. You understand that I believe that this was an accident.
Yes, ma'am.
It was an accident, however, that you caused. And when you cause an accident and someone is injured, you have to pay for it. and she has to have work done. She's a young woman, and she shouldn't have to have this kind of problem, because this kind of problem will only be magnified over her years. You have to take care of it. It's well over $10,000. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $10,000. Thank you. We're finished.
Yeah. This court is adjourned.
Your contract said you would perform for 3 hours. You left.
After being threatened by him and several of his drunk friends, yeah, we didn't want to play after that.
He's having a huge party. You didn't perform.
I rolled up to about 10 people. 5 of them were toddlers. There was nobody there.
I don't care if there were 2 toads and a lizard on the ranch.
This is Judy Justice. Singer Sophia Rolando is suing her former client, Ryan Birdwell, for breach of contract, car damages, and towing charges.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Judge, case 3176, Rolando versus Birdwell.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Birdwell, I'm going to start with you, sir. The case is relatively simple. The plaintiff says she was hired to perform at a function that you were putting on and that you didn't pay her. And the agreed price was $3,000. That's your claim. That's your claim.
Yes.
What do you hesitate for?
I hesitate because the price of the event was $1,500, but I'm also suing for damages and the tow truck that accrued moments after the incident.
Were you born here in California?
I was born in Wisconsin.
How long have you lived in California?
Almost my whole life, 25 years.
Well, counts for some of your nonsense. What kind of function was this, sir, and where was it being held?
It was being held in Boulevard, California, and the function was, it's an annual spring party we do up at a ranch we have called the Shreddy Ranch, and we hired her to perform.
No.
Sorry.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Sorry about that.
I asked you what kind of function it was.
It was an
annual function. And what was the date of the function?
I believe April 12th. I don't know. I'm not clear on the dates.
Well, find out. That's what you're supposed to know. You're a party to this action.
April 15th.
Of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people were you having at the event?
About 150 people.
What time did the event start?
The event it's a 3-day event. It starts from Friday to Sunday.
And what day was the 15th of April?
Saturday.
Saturday night, so right in the middle. Do you serve food?
Yes, we have it catered on Saturday.
When you say we, who's we?
Well, me. I had the party catered.
Okay. Who is the host of this party?
I am.
You are. You paid for it?
Yes.
Okay, and you do this every year?
Every year. We actually just got done with our 3rd annual party just last weekend.
I have enough from you. Now, Ms. Rolando.
Yes, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, the defendant saw you perform sometime in March.
Yes, March 18th, 2023, at the Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel.
And you're a singer?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I want you to tell me the exact conversation that you had with the defendant, because he came up to you after you sang, and he approached you about performing a month later at his event.
Yes.
I want you to tell me exactly what he said to you and exactly what you said to him.
Over text or the in-person conversation?
Well, he didn't speak to you in text the first time he spoke to you. He came back to see you.
Okay, my recollection is that he came up to me and told me that it was going to be his wife's 40th birthday party.
Just a sec. Did he say, I liked your singing?
Well, yes.
I want you to tell me exactly what he said to you.
All right, he said, I loved your performance. I'm throwing a big birthday bash from the 14th, 15th, and 16th of April. I would love to have you come on the 15th. It's going to be the biggest day with hundreds of people, famous people, drones and cameras, and you're so good. That's the day that I would like you there.
Great. So you understood that it was a big event.
I did understand that.
Great. And you said, fine. He must have said, how much do you charge?
Actually, there was a little bit of discussion in between that time because on the 15th, I was already scheduled to play a festival with my band on April 15th, 2023 at Kushstock Festival in Adelanto, California. That's very far from where Mr. Birdwell lives. And so I told him I have text evidence, before we ever signed any contract, I told him, I will not be there. I'm coming late. I'm probably leaving this festival by 5 o'clock. I will be there before 10. And you will get your 3 hours.
I would like to see that in a text.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is what the case is about.
I have those text messages.
The party started at 7.
Yeah, she was supposed to perform at 7.
Party started at 7. He says you were supposed to be there from 7 to 10. When you got there, and that's a matter of dispute, it was well past 7. Another act was performing, an act that Mr. Birdwell had commissioned to perform from 10 to 1. So there would be continuous entertainment. When you got there, you found another act performing, and Mr. Birdwell said, well, you can perform stop playing, because you're not listening to me if you're playing.
I'm sorry.
Got to pay attention.
Yes.
Mr. Birdwell said, well, I already have this other act because you weren't here. You can perform from 10 to 1, and you said no, and you left. That's the case, right? That's the case.
Yes, that's the case.
So far, you're not losing. If you're not losing, I keep my mouth shut so far.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's the case. Okay. Now, I would like to see first a contract.
Yes.
Do we have one?
I have one.
May I see it, please?
And in the contract, she never signed the contract.
Shh. You see, you always add something.
Sorry.
You always add something. Okay, so you contracted for $1,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
That is correct. And this says description 3 hours.
Yes. And I did.
Shh. Okay, and he sent this to you on March 21st.
Yes.
He sent it to you on March 21st. Well, it's dated March 21st. You didn't sign it.
Okay.
Singer Sophia Rolando claims her former client, Ryan Birdwell, breached their performance contract after Ryan and his friends threatened her during his party.
Now, you didn't sign it.
I did sign it. I'm not sure why he received an unsigned copy.
May I see your signed copy?
Yes, you may. Oh, thank you.
Well, now I have a signed copy with signatures on it.
Yes.
And this says 3 hours, doesn't specify the time.
Yes.
Is that right?
That was purposeful. Yes.
That was purposeful.
Yes.
Okay, so you were commissioned to sing for 3 hours, according to you, unspecified hours. Just a sec. That's what you're telling me.
Yes.
Great. Now I'll see the text messages back and forth where you discuss time.
Okay.
Not okay. First text message, second text message with the dates.
Yes. So the...
Oh, don't say anything I can read.
Okay.
He says on March 19th, we would love to have you there to start playing at 7 p.m. on Saturday, 4:15. That's the last thing that this is here.
There's more.
That's March 19th. Next. And the next one that you hand me is April 15th. So between March 19th, you signed a contract for 3 hours, and the next communication that I have is April 13th. Excited for this weekend. Can't believe it's already here. Going to be awesome. Hey, Ryan, I just want to make sure there isn't a dress code, and my pianists know where whatever you want, people are going to be wearing whatever is on the ranch. Super fun. I'm coming from a weekend festival. I'm playing too, so I'll be wearing what I'll be playing there. Then I have the Saturday, April 15th at 10 of 12 in the morning. Hey, can you send me your address? Send that as soon as you can. Thanks. Oh, I actually got it. Sorry. All good. See you soon, and we'll hang out. We hope to be there for the Downbeat 7, but we're pretty far away at this fest, but we're about to play and we'll be out of here by 4. That's what you say to him, and you say that to him on April 15th. That's the first time, unless you have early...
I actually...
Well,
I gave you the wrong page. I'm so sorry.
I'm just reading this. You say, we hope to be there for Downbeat at 7, which is when you were supposed to be there. So let's make that clear. Let's make that clear. You knew you were supposed to be there at 7 because you say, we hope to be there for... You mean you didn't write this?
I'm sorry, I did write that, but...
Pay attention.
Yes.
You wrote,
yes, Your Honor,
on the day of the event, we hope to be there for the Downbeat at 7, but we're pretty far away from you at this fest we're about to play, but we'll be out of here by 4. We're gonna be there later than 7, but you'll have your 3 hours either way, and we'll keep you updated. 4:35 in the afternoon. And then on the 17th, I'm not interested. All right, you have things that you want me to read
I do.
before this.
Yes,
okay, but on
yes,
the
I do.
date of the event, 2 days before the event, you say, will Def be there at 7? Now, let me see the other thing.
Did not say that 2
Don't
days.
speak. Just give it to me. Nonsense. I don't want to see anything that happened before March.
But that's kind
21st.
of the most important part for me, because I told him before we ever signed the contract, I will not be there by 7 p.m.
Just
I
a
told
second.
him.
Hey. Man, you're supposed to be a professional. He's having a huge party.
That's why I offered him a different date.
Don't speak.
I'm sorry.
Don't speak. You're suing him. You didn't perform. You're suing him. You didn't perform. You're a professional. He's have 150 people there. And you said, we're going to be late. We're leaving at 4, but we're going to be there after 7. Now, you're the professional. What did you expect to happen with 150 people there and the entertainment wasn't there? What did you expect to happen, Miss Professional?
Your Honor.
No, I'm asking you a question. Did you expect them to just go on with the party?
First of all, I expected...
That's what you expected.
I expected the party that I was promised. I rolled up to about 10 people. 5 of them were toddlers. There were no cameras, no drones. There was nobody there. I am a professional.
Just a second. Was there another group playing when you arrived? You swore to that.
Yes, and when I arrived...
You arrived, there was another group playing.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, which he...
What's up? There was another group playing. I don't care if there were 2 toads and a lizard on the ranch. There was another group playing for the 2 toads and a lizard, and the defendant and his wife. There was another group playing.
Yes.
What time did you get yourself there? Be very, very careful. There's a way to track it. What time did you get yourself there?
I was in the...
That's a time
okay,
that I was in.
8:40 p.m.
What?
Between 8:30 and 8:40 p.m.
Okay, so between 8:30 and 8:40, that's not 7:15.
That's because
don't speak. That's not 8:15.
Have something important to say.
That's not 7:15.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Okay.
I promised him I would not be there by 7 before we ever signed a contract, which is why I offered him 4:14, because I was completely free that day. I told him in text, March 20th.
You're the only singer?
March
You think
20th.
you're the only singer in California?
No.
Just a second. You think, madam, I mean, I don't know where the headspace is here. They raise a bunch of babies here, and maybe if you're in the entertainment business, you're a double baby.
Singer Sophia Rolando has accused her former clients, Ryan Birdwell, of breaching their contracts after he threatened her for refusing to sing at a later time.
Somebody hires you for a function. You say, I'm totally free.
I told him I was busy that day.
Don't speak. I'm totally free on the 14th. Well, he didn't want you for the 14th. He wanted you on the 15th. A professional would say, I'm far away on the 15th.
I did tell him that.
Hey, don't speak. I'm far away on the 15th. I don't think I can do the 15th.
Exactly what I said.
I don't think I can do the 15th. So maybe we'll do it next year. Maybe we'll do it at another time. I have one other question. When you arrived at 8:45 and you saw the other group singing, because from what I gather, put your paper down, from what I gather, the group that was supposed to perform at 10 was there early.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because you had booked from 7 to 10 and then someone after, so there'd be continuous entertainment.
Exactly.
Now, when you arrived there, be very careful with your answer. Did the defendant say you can play from 10 to 1? Be very careful with your answer. Did the defendant say...
He actually had no idea who I was and said, I thought you canceled. That's what he said. He said, I thought you canceled. That's what he said.
I want you to answer my question. Did the defendant say to you, you can sing with your band from 10 to 1? Be very careful what you say to me. Did he say you can perform from 10 to 1? That's either a yes or a no. Your silence, I would assume that he offered you 10 to 1.
After many threats, yes,
Just a
he
second.
offered that.
He offered you. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
What is wrong with you? Is this your wife who turned 40?
Yes, sorry. I have a text
My sympathies.
she admitted that I asked her to play. Sorry.
I know that
Just
you
a
did.
second.
I haven't been able to say one thing of importance.
Just a second. Sir.
Sorry.
Is he always like this?
Yes.
Is he always like this? Okay. You must have other attributes that I don't see. Do you understand? Your contract said you would perform for 3 hours. If he wants you to perform from 10 to 1, you perform from 10 to 1. You left.
After being threatened by him and several of his drunk friends, and they were belligerent and threatening us like this, every time I said the word contract, he got even more pissed off and threatening us. Yeah, we didn't want to play after that. We also had work in the morning, and he knew I wouldn't arrive until after 8. We had a phone call before I ever signed this contract because I am a professional, and I knew I would never make it at 7 p.m. I told him before the phone call, I will come and play before 10 p.m. Me arriving there and having to wait an hour and a half is him breaching our contract.
Oh, you think so?
Yes, I know so.
No, you don't know so, madam. You don't know. So your contract is very, very clear. You can't have it both ways. You can't use, and I'm going to tell you, it's a nuanced part of contract. This is your contract. You gave me the signed contract. Any parole evidence outside parole, not written in the same form as this contract, which is signed on both sides, is inadmissible when it's a contract. This contract said you will sing for 3 hours. You didn't sing for 3 hours.
I felt very threatened, so I left.
Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry. That's why I'm talking about people raised in California. They feel threatened. This is my space.
He was a drunk. No, he was a drunk.
This is my space.
He was a drunk, and his friends were drunks as well.
You're interfering with my personal space. You signed a contract.
They were drunk and belligerent.
Listen,
and hovering over us.
Madam, you do not appear to be a shrinking violet to me. Most people are intimidated by me. You are not, which suggests to me that you weren't intimidated by somebody. Well, then maybe a little therapy will help. You signed the contract, 3 hours. You didn't perform. He gave you the opportunity to perform from 10 to 1. Your case is dismissed. Grow up.
This court is adjourned. Case 3156, David versus McLean. All parties, please come forward.
Verona Davis is suing her son's friend, Leonard McLean, for a refund of catering services for her birthday party.
All right, Miss Davis, you were planning a birthday party.
Yes.
You were planning, and it was a big birthday party, and you hired the defendant to prepare the food for the party.
Correct.
And it is your claim in this lawsuit that he served bad food.
Correct.
Verona Davis claims her son's friend, Leonard McLean, owes for a refund of catering services after he served cold food during her 70th birthday party.
Okay, so the birthday party was when?
December the 16th, 2023.
How many people were there?
Approximately 60, 70 people.
Well, I need to know how many.
70 people.
So 70 people were being fed?
Yes.
And he charged you $1,800?
That's correct.
What, $25 a person?
Correct.
Correct?
No.
How much did you charge her?
$1,900.
Did she pay you the $1,900?
No, she paid $1,800.
So stay with it. $25 a person. Okay. And how many courses was he supposed to serve?
It was courses of fried chicken, baked chicken, codfish, roast beef, meatballs, tossed salad, potato salad, string beans.
Okay, that's a lot of food for $25 a person. Okay, and you had your birthday party, and you claimed that the food was bad. The fried chicken was not well cooked. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
The baked chicken?
The baked chicken was not well cooked either.
What about the roast beef?
The roast beef was raw.
Do you have any photographs for me?
Yes, I do, ma'am.
I'd like to see the photographs of the food that you're talking about. I don't see anything wrong with these pictures. I see you have circled a piece of fried chicken, and you have circled that it looks as if it was bloody inside.
Correct, Your Honor.
But there's nothing wrong with the other pictures you showed me. This doesn't do it for me.
Your Honor, if you see, it's pink in the middle.
I saw that. He acknowledges that. He said he took it off. When you showed it to him, you acknowledged that you saw that the fried chicken had red inside, and you took it off. That's either a yes or a no. That's what you say in your answer.
Yes.
Getting hungry and testy.
I'm sorry.
So just answer my
Yes.
question. Don't think about what I would like to hear or what's good for you. You say in your answer you took the fried chicken off because it wasn't prepared right.
Yes.
Okay. Did she complain about any other of the food to you?
No.
Okay. You didn't complain about any of the other food in your complaint either.
I complained after the party, Your Honor. We had a meeting. We had 3 meetings. I explained to him the chicken was half cooked. I have complaints from my guests.
Just a second. Can't tell me about complaint. The fried chicken, he acknowledges, was not cooked enough. Next. I looked at the other pictures. There's nothing wrong with the other pictures of the other food. Nothing. What do you want me to see in the other pictures? Look perfectly fine. You were feeding 70 people for $1,800. You never said anything was wrong with the baked chicken. You said there was something wrong with the fried chicken. So what did you have meetings about?
Your Honor, I complained about the baked chicken and the fried chicken after the party when I called Lenny up and showed him the chicken because he gave me a thumbs up. I said, come here, I need to show you something. When I showed it to him, he acknowledged that the chicken was half cooked. Also, the chicken was cold. Everything was cold. So when I told him that, he explained to me that his worker cooked the food, right? So I explained to him later on, the next day, because he sent me a text saying that he apologized for the food was bad and he apologized.
Oh, I'd like to see, just a second. If you have a text that he apologized to you because the food was bad, other than the fried chicken, which he acknowledges, I'd like to see it. Just a second.
Yes.
Just a second. Very nice. He says he apologizes for the fried chicken. That's it. He said, I need to truly apologize for the mishap with the fried chicken. He took responsibility for it, for the fried chicken. So people didn't eat the fried chicken.
Nobody ate the fried chicken.
Good. Nobody ate the fried chicken. Everybody ate. There were a lot of other things for them to eat. By the way, did you have a contract for $1,900?
Because she's a family friend, I didn't do a contract.
What kind of accommodation, because she wants the full amount she paid for you, that is never going to happen. You served one dish that was not cooked.
Correct.
What kind of accommodation were you prepared to make?
I was willing to reimburse her for the price of the fried chicken.
And how much was that?
For 2 pans, it was $250.
For both?
Yes, $125 each.
Did he offer that to you?
Yes, ma'am.
You should have taken it. You had a party. People ate. If you don't like him as a caterer, don't use him again. He acknowledged he made a mistake. His chef undercooked, or whoever it was, undercooked the chicken. He was prepared to give you a substantial, based upon the whole number that you paid, accommodation of $250. I'm telling you, you should have taken it and run.
Ma'am, may I say something?
Say whatever you want.
Okay, Your
In
Honor.
30 seconds.
Okay, real quick. $250 he offered me plus an $800 food credit. So I explained to him, if you offer me an $800 food credit, why should I use your $800 food credit when you ruined my party? It was my 70th birthday party, and he humiliated me in front of all my friends and my family.
Let me explain something to you. I had several weddings, 2 or 3 of my own, a lot of weddings for my children, even a couple for my grandchildren. And every once in a while, there was a bad dish. But everybody ate and everybody celebrated because they were celebrating your birthday or a wedding. So don't give me tears because the fried chicken was bad. You should have taken the $250. Are you still prepared to offer her the $250?
Yes, minus the $100 that she still owed me.
Well, all I want to see is that she owed you the $100. She said $1,800. Show me the conversation where she was supposed to pay you $1,900, and I will certainly do that, unless Miss Davis acknowledges that the bill was supposed to be $1,900.
You want to acknowledge that?
Just don't ask her.
I'm sorry.
I asked her. She understood me.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Do you acknowledge you were supposed to pay him $1,900?
I acknowledge I was going to pay $1,900.
And that you gave him $1,800?
I gave him $1,800.
Okay, so that I will give you the credit for the $100 she didn't pay you. So judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. We're finished here. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
This court is adjourned.
Ryan Davis is suing his former landlord, Alex Zadie, for a false arrest and bail money.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, please.
Hello, Judge. Case number 2027, Davis versus Zadie.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, a couple of years ago, you were a tenant of the defendant's.
Correct, Your Honor.
You rented a room from him?
Correct, Your
in
Honor.
his house. For how long?
For about a year, a little over.
From when to when?
2020, I want to say the beginning of the year till about the end.
Do you remember the dates that he was a tenant?
Yes, they're incorrect what he's saying. It was from May of 2020 to November 2020.
Does that sound right, Mr. Davis?
Something like that, yeah.
May, June, July, August, September, October, and when in November did he leave?
I believe it was by the 10th.
This is what your case is about. Briefly, it is your claim that you and Mr. Zaidi had some sort of an argument.
Correct.
Which you'll tell me about. And Mr. Zaidi called the police. You were taken from the premises.
Mm-hmm.
You were arrested, spent the night in jail, mailed yourself out. And this happened in 2020.
Correct.
In November of 2020. Your lawsuit is for false arrest and actual damages. You had to post bail and for filing a false police report. The reason that you have delayed for 2 years in bringing this case against him is because you say you had another action pending.
Correct, Your Honor.
What was the nature of the other action that you had pending?
It was a speeding issue with the police.
Well, it's not a speeding issue with the police. Were you stopped for speeding? Were you arrested for speeding?
Yes, I was, Your Honor.
You were arrested for speeding?
Yeah, and they called it a 2800 VC, if my memory serves me correct.
Well, I don't know what that is.
It's, I guess, evading.
Look into it. In what city and state do you live?
Irvine, California.
Let me understand this. Very few people are arrested for speeding. You remember what you were arrested for, sir? You weren't arrested for speeding.
They called it evading an officer because I didn't pull over right away.
So you were evading an officer. Let's try that, Sarah.
Evading a police officer in a vehicle. It's vehicle code 2800-1.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay, what does it say?
Prohibits evading an officer in a vehicle, which means willfully fleeing from a police officer when the officer is pursuing the person in a car or on a bike. The offense is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 1 year in jail.
Okay, so you had a misdemeanor pending, right? Anything else?
No, that was it.
Anything else historically?
Yes, I did have historical priors and cases and stuff from my past. Yes, I did.
Recent past or distant past?
Distant past.
How distant?
Years. I want to say 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't have to go into 2004. So you had this case pending and you felt that it was inappropriate to bring a civil case against him.
Yeah, because I didn't want the cases to intertwine, Your Honor.
They weren't going to intertwine. The case that he brought against you was eventually dismissed.
Correct.
In what month and year was it dismissed?
It was dismissed the same month, about 2 weeks after that.
Is that right?
I believe so.
Okay. So let me understand this. He alleged that you assaulted him or threatened him. You were taken into custody. The DA examined the case and decided not to prosecute it.
Correct.
And that was 2 years ago.
Correct.
Well, I don't know who gave you advice, sir, or whether you did this on your own, but bringing a civil case against someone for something has no impact whatsoever on a pending criminal case, be it a felony or a misdemeanor. You know, if you were driving in a car and someone hit you in the rear in November of 2020, and you waited 2 years to bring that because you had this evading a police officer action and you thought that that was a valid reason, your case would be dismissed for the hit in the rear and whatever injuries you had, because you're supposed to bring these things in a timely fashion.
I understand.
2 years is not a timely fashion. Now that I've suggested that to you, I would like to hear what you say transpired in November 2020, to the best of your recollection.
On November the 9th, 2020, me and my former landlord, Alex Aditi over here, we had an argument about a guest that I had over.
Okay. You had an argument over the phone or in person?
Over the phone.
Tell me how that phone call was initiated.
He texted me some things, and I called him because I wanted to...
Okay. He texted you. Do you have a copy of that text?
No, I don't have the text.
Do you recall what that text said?
Yes, I do.
Tell me what it said.
I told him that he has to get his girlfriend out of the house because she's been coming in every day and night, staying there.
Okay. So you said, in effect, I rented you this room, not your girlfriend.
Correct.
You got to get her out of the house.
Yes.
Okay.
I had
you remember her name?
To him
just a second. You remember her name?
Not.
What was her name?
Twana.
Now, when you rented the room in May, just a second. When you rented the room in May and you moved in, did Tawana move in with you?
She did not move in with me.
So when you rented the room for yourself in May, you rented the room as a single person.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay. And when did you bring Tawana into the room?
It would be once in a while.
No. What month, sir?
I don't recall the exact month.
What month, sir?
It started happening like back in August, every day. It started one day, then every other day, and then it became constant day and night.
For how long?
For a long, long time, till towards the November when it just went out of proportion.
The argument was about having his girlfriend, according to you, practically living there.
Right.
And you didn't want her there.
No.
Okay, because you rented a room to a single man who, until the girlfriend started to come in, I assume you didn't have trouble with.
Right.
So that's what your text message said to him in November. And as a result of that text message, you called him on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to lay out the story.
Okay.
So you called him on the phone, and you said what to him, and he said what to you?
I don't recall exactly what I said to him, but I remember he told me to tell her, get the out, get out my house, get the out right now. Your girlfriend is a. He was saying a bunch of derogatory things over the phone to me, and then hung up in my face. I'm working at the time, so when I came back.
Did you call your girlfriend?
No, I didn't call her.
Did you text her?
We speak regularly. We're talking all
the time.
No,
then.
Yeah, she knew about it. She did.
Don't tell me what she knew. I just asked you if you texted her or called her.
Yeah, I did.
You did. And when you texted or called her, was she in the house? Was she in your room?
No, she was gone already at this time. When we were arguing,
just
she was...
Just a second. Is that because he told her to leave?
No, she was leaving already. She had work to go to. She wasn't living there. She had her own place and job in Lakewood, California. And I would tell him that all the time, but he would always insinuate that, oh, no, she's living there. I'm like, no, she's not. She pays $2,000 in rent.
He lives in the house with you.
Right.
Now, before Tawana, had you had any difficulty with him? You
None
moved
at
in
all.
May. May, did you have any difficulty? No.
No.
June, did you have any difficulty?
No.
July, did you have any difficulty?
No.
No. You didn't have difficulty until Tawana came.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So he told you in a very rude way, if I accept that, to get Tawana out of his house.
Correct, Your Honor.
Then you came home from work.
Mm-hmm.
What time did you get home from work?
About 9-ish.
And Tawana was gone.
Yeah, she was gone.
Had she taken her things?
There was nothing for her to take. She didn't bring stuff over there. She wasn't living there.
No, but she came over there and stayed a few days a week and never
Maybe
had any
an
stuff.
overnight bag.
Okay,
That's
but
it.
she took it with her when she left.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got home about 9 o'clock, and what happened?
I got home at 9, and I said, don't disrespect me and my woman. You know, this is the woman I love.
When you got home, you walked in the front door. Where was he?
He was in the kitchen, and he had a female guest there, too.
He's allowed to have a female guest. It's his house.
Yeah, right. The pot calling the kettle black, basically.
No,
Hypocrisy.
Mr. Davis. Mr. Davis, if you rent a room to a single guy, did you have a lease agreement with him?
Yeah, I did have a lease agreement.
Did you have a written lease?
Yes, I did.
Did your written lease provide that you were going to live there?
Yes, it did.
Just you?
Yes.
Well, you bring in another person, that's in violation of the lease.
That's not in violation of the lease because there was nothing in the lease that said I couldn't have guests. He actually said I could have guests.
Guest is one thing. A guest is somebody that doesn't come with an overnight bag regularly.
No, he said
one
I could
day,
have an overnight
2
guest.
days, 3 days, 4 days. That's more than an occasional guest. That's somebody that comes and goes even when you're not there. Because according to you, you contacted Tawana while you were at work and she was at the house.
That's false.
Well, I thought you contacted her and then you said she left. She took a few things with her, probably just an overnight bag.
No, she was not going there when I wasn't there. That's false.
Are you saying that she was not in your room when you were not home?
When I was not there, no,
Yeah.
she would not be there.
That true?
No, he had made a key to her. She would come as she pleased.
Did you make her a
That's
key?
false. That's absolutely false.
Did you make her a key?
No, that's
is my
absolutely
question.
false. No, I
Do you
didn't make her
still
a key.
speak to Tawana?
No, I don't. We kind of fell out of touch.
If I were to call Tawana and ask her whether or not you made a key, would she tell me she did or she didn't?
She would say that I didn't.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Phone number.
I have it in my system.
I don't have her number saved here.
I'm not exactly buying the fact that Tawana did not have access to the home even when you weren't there, even if it was just a half hour before you came home from work, sir. You work until 9 o'clock every night?
Your Honor, I had this to say about the whole key situation. I gave her my key when I was locked up in jail from his false police report. I gave her my property, and she had my key then to help me get the stuff out of his home. But I never went and made her a copy of a key anyway.
Did she ever use your key other than when you were incarcerated?
No.
He says she did.
Ryan Davis claims his former landlord, Alex Zadie, owes for bail money after Alex had him falsely arrested.
Okay, so now you're having this discussion. He's in the kitchen. You come home from work at 9 o'clock, and you went into the kitchen to look for him.
Correct.
And when you found him, tell me what happened.
We had just a brief, maybe 2-minute conversation or argument, discourse about what the things that he said. And I said, you know, don't be disrespectful to my woman and me. And I said, you know, you're a bitch. I called him a bitch. I did. But I never threatened him, harassed him.
You said you're what?
That's it.
What does that mean? That's a half a sentence.
Well.
He was calling him a bitch. You are a bitch.
Oh, you were calling him?
Yes, because he says these things over the phone.
He's a guy.
Yeah. Because he says all these things over the phone, and he gets real loud, and he's a completely different person when he's on the phone. But then when I'm in
his... You think that's gender neutral?
Yeah, at this point.
Well, there you go. That's why I have you here. Okie dokie.
So.
Okay, so you were don't call me that. You called him a name. And then things got heated, and then what happened?
No, things didn't get heated. After that, he said, oh, that's how you want to do it? And then I said, if you want to get me evicted, you have to go through it the right way and do it legally and give me a 30-day eviction.
No, he must have said to you, I want you out of here because you called me a name.
It
if you said, if you want me evicted, then he had to have said something about getting you out.
He didn't really I don't remember him mentioning anything about me getting out. I just remember the fact that he called the police to get me out.
No, before he called the police. You're still in the kitchen. Do you ever leave the kitchen?
Yes, I did.
Where did you go?
I went to my room.
Okay. Before you went to your room, did you hear him on the phone with the police?
I did.
Before you went to your room?
Yes.
Okay. And
I didn't sit there and listen to his phone call. I took a video and I started recording because I didn't want to be made out to look like the guilty party. And I had it pretty much live streaming the whole time, which was an Instagram video.
Can I see it?
No, I don't have the video. The police deleted it.
But then it doesn't exist. If you don't have it, it doesn't exist for my purposes.
Understood.
But you had it then?
Yeah, I did have it then.
You did. And the police came?
Yes.
And I assume if the police came, you showed them the video?
Yeah, I was showing it to them.
And despite showing them the video, they took you into custody?
Despite showing them the video, they took me into custody.
Despite looking at the video?
Yes.
Which I haven't seen.
They didn't look at the video. They refused to look at it.
Well, let's go one step further. You see, Mr. Davis, this is why you bring actions right away. So that not only everybody's memory is fresh, but if I wanted to call a police officer who responded or whatever, that's why you bring an action right away.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So now you're taken into custody and you have a video that is totally, according to you, exculpatory.
I don't know the definition.
Exculpatory means it says that you were not guilty of anything.
Okay.
And you appear in court?
No, I didn't appear in court.
Never?
No, never.
Well, what happened to the case?
The case was thrown out. It was a DA reject because there was insufficient evidence that I did anything to him.
And you never showed the district attorney your video?
I didn't get a chance to because the video was deleted by the police.
The police department deleted your video?
Yeah, they did.
You are a terrible victim of circumstance, Mr. Davis. Did you ever make a complaint that the police department deleted your video that would be exculpatory?
No.
Why not? I would if I had.
Maybe ignorance of the law, I guess.
What?
I said maybe ignorance of the law, I guess. Not knowing. When you know better, you do better.
No, Mr. Davis. Actually, I mean, sometimes you really don't know what the law is, but you were smart enough, you said, to tell me, because you knew I would say, why wait 2 years, that you didn't want this action to conflict with another action. Well, that's a two-process thinker.
I've had something like that happen to me before where I had a criminal case and a civil case pending, and the dates were kind of intertwining and messing, and they're about to get in the way of my civil case. So I didn't want to make that same mistake with this case, Your Honor.
Okay, so you want to tell me what your version of the events were of November 9th of 2020?
Yes, Your Honor. I had gone to Mexico for a business trip meeting, and I had my friend who was visiting from Mexico staying at my place, and at that same time, I had another roommate who was renting the room next to Ryan Davis's room. His name was Dave. I received a call from Dave. on November 9th that it's constant sex going on.
Okay, so you received a call from the other person living in your house who you were renting a room to.
Right.
Okay, and then, don't tell me what he said. Can't tell me, that's all hearsay.
Well, I've heard prior to all the sexual acts taking place.
Listen to me. You personally,
yes,
when you were home?
Yes.
Okay, so you heard what was going on behind his closed doors?
Right, day and night.
Okay.
Like there's
Fine.
no tomorrow.
Okay, well, maybe, maybe jealous. Okay.
Disrespectful.
Shh. Okay, so he was becoming an annoying tenant.
Yes.
For whatever reason.
Yes.
Keep going. You sent him a text. He called you. You had heated words. He comes home from work. You're in the kitchen.
Yes.
He comes into the kitchen and
I told him, Ryan, we've gone through this many times before. I've addressed this to you about your girlfriend coming here all the time, day and night, and now she's here every day. What he was doing was sneaking her in late at night, and that's how I wouldn't know that she snuck back in. There were times I came home from work, and she was already there when Ryan wasn't even there, so she had the key, obviously.
Okay, now let's go to November 9th.
November 9th, I confronted him. I said that this is just way too much. My other roommate wants to leave. He cannot take it anymore.
And
then he said, well, she isn't here. And my...
Okay, he said she wasn't here. Keep going.
Then he cussed at my friend who was visiting from Mexico. He said, get this bitch out of here.
That's not true.
Don't interrupt.
And,
okay.
I said, you can't talk to her.
Okay, let's go.
Right. Then he went into his room. He came back. He brought a samurai sword with him. And he flashed it at me. I'm going to slice you in half like a butter.
Okay.
What?
And I'm like shocked at that time. Don't know what's going on with him because he's just changing character. I'm scared of my life. I'm scared of my guests.
Okay. And then what happened? So
And
he
then
came out
I said, you need to get out of here. You need to move.
And then he went back. He didn't do anything with the sword.
No, he didn't. He went back in the room with the sword. He put it there. Then he came back and he pushed me against the wall. As he was pushing me, I tried to block him by putting my two hands up. And when he pushed me, it bruised. I had a cut on my wrist, but there was a bruise.
Okay.
And
now,
I
at
said,
what
I'm going to
point?
call the police.
Okay, so you called the police when he came back out of his room the second time, this time without the sword. And the police took a report.
Yes.
Do you have that report?
Yes.
I'd
right
like to
here.
see it. Mr. Davis, do you have a copy of the police report or any
have it right
follow-up
here, too,
report?
Your
I'd like to see that too. Mr. Davis, where did you get the sword from?
My girlfriend at the time,
Which girlfriend?
Twana.
When did she get it for you?
She got it during my birthday, for a birthday gift.
When's your birthday?
October 31st.
And this happened on November 9th.
Correct.
Between October 31st and November 9th, did you have occasion to show Mrs. Zaidi prior to November 9th? So
Never,
between
Your Honor.
31st and the 8th, did you show Mr. Zaidi the sword?
Never, Your Honor.
Her landlord, Alex Zaidi, of causing a false arrest. Alex says Ryan threatened him with a samurai sword.
Okay. October 31st to November 8th, did you ever show Mr. Zaidi the sword?
No, Your Honor.
No.
No.
Okay. So unless he went into your room,
He went into my room.
unless he went into your room prior to November 9th, there was no way he would have seen the sword.
Correct.
Okay. And when did you go away on this business trip, sir?
On the 9th.
That day?
Yes, in the morning.
And on what day did you first see this sword that was in his room?
On the evening of November 9th.
That was the first time, not his
First,
birthday, not second day, not third day. Okay. Does his room have a lock on it, by the way?
From inside.
From inside. Mr. Davis, were you on probation at the time of this incident for something in Riverside
Yes,
that
Your
involved a fraud?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And that wasn't a fraud dating back to 2004?
It was dating back
No, it wasn't an incident.
for 2000 and I believe 15.
Okay. So when you told me before, and I'm not even going to have Whitney read it back, you said the last time you had this speeding little problem and evading police, I said, well, before that? And you said, yeah, I did before that in 2004.
Correct.
But that was a lie.
Which was like...
Just a second, that was a lie. You had another case involving a fraud in 2015 on which you were on probation, which means that you were either found guilty or took a plea.
Correct.
Okay. And when the police officer, Mr. Davis, took down your statement, you said that while you acknowledged that you had a samurai sword in your room, you said you had never shown it to Mr. Zaidi.
Correct, Your Honor.
You had never showed it at any time. Well, then how would he know that you had a samurai sword, sir, in your room when he called the police?
Because he was going in my room, I believe, when I was not there, going through my stuff.
Okay.
That's the only other way I can know that he was.
I'm not finished reading this, yes.
Okay, that's fine.
That's like the 2015 case. You just remembered. Do you have any other police reports that you'd like me to see, Mr. Davis?
Not a police report, but I have the bail bonds receipt that I paid. And
I'm not interested in your bail bonds receipt.
I have the DA reject.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, they rejected the case right here.
Yeah,
They refused
I'd like
to file
to see
charges. Your Honor, there's a conflicting story where he said he was left on the 9th because he was there 2 weeks with his guest prior to that. So how could he leave on the 9th if his guest was there 2 weeks prior to
I
the
asked
9th?
him when he left for his... Sir, you didn't understand the reason for my question. I wanted to know if he had been gone from October 31st, which was your birthday, to the 8th. That's why I asked him when he left on his business trip.
Correct.
And he said he didn't leave until the date of this incident. You want to say he left before?
He did
That would
leave
be
before.
interesting.
He
What?
did leave before.
He did.
Yes.
On what date did he leave?
I don't know the exact date, but I
A
know
week before, 5 days before?
it was maybe about a few weeks before.
November 9th?
Yeah, a few weeks.
Then he wouldn't have been able to see your sword because he wouldn't have been coming in and out of your room.
There from the 9th.
Well,
from
this
the
happened on the
31st
9th.
From the 31st to the 9th, he was there.
Well, you just told me he left 2 weeks before.
I'm saying he was gone before that date, and then on the 31st, between the 31st and the 9th, he was there at the place.
Okay, well, that's what he says. He said he was there, and the business was only one day. He left on the 9th, and he came home on the 9th. You said, no, he was there for 2 weeks before. Well, if he was there for 2 weeks before and you didn't get the sword until 31st of October, he could not have seen it by going in and out of your room. So you have to sort of get your story straight, sir. So he was there or not there, according to you?
He was there.
He was there?
Correct.
Okay, good.
His guest was also there for about 2 weeks.
Just who cares about his guest? He owns the house.
Okay.
Okay, it was a misdemeanor case and they declined to prosecute it.
Correct.
Your case is dismissed, Mr. Davis, for several reasons. It's dismissed because it was brought in an untimely fashion. It was brought 2 years after the fact for no valid reason.
Your Honor,
it's dismissed for that. It's dismissed for a second reason, because I find some of your testimony, sir, incredible. And one of the reasons I say that is because you were not forthcoming with a legitimate answer to me with regard to your prior history, which isn't always just positive, but if you had something pending for evading the police, and you had something pending for evading the police while you were on probation for a crime for which you were convicted, either after trial or after hearing, do you understand? You would remember that. Are you still on probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, your case is dismissed. We're done.
This court is adjourned.
Mistake, Your Honor.
Case number 3007, Lacey versus Mayo. All parties, please step forward.
Courtney Lacey is suing her former friend, Marcus Mayo, for business products, lost wages, and harassment.
Right, Ms. Lacey, there's a whole story here that really doesn't necessarily impact on the bare bones facts of this case. The bare bones facts are you met the defendant on TikTok.
Correct.
And you were in the beard business, that is, you made products for men for their beard.
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that that jar that's there for show and tell is one of them. You threw her product away. There were other things that you could have done with it. You sure you threw it away?
I did.
You did. Why? You couldn't use it? You didn't like it for your beard?
It meant nothing to me after that. I was just looking at it, made me mad.
Courtney Lacey claims her former friend, Marcus Mayo, threw away her beard products without permission. Marcus is countersuing for rental car charges and lost work.
Now, the defendant traveled to where you live from what state to what state?
Connecticut to Ohio.
In order to help you at a fair to sell your product.
Yes, ma'am.
When? What month and year?
My event date was April 1st of 2023, and he did come in 2 days.
So around April of 2023 is when you went to the fair, and there was a fair. I don't know whether you sold products or not, but you went with her.
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a business arrangement? Were you supposed to get any financial remuneration, or were you just meeting this person in the flesh that you had met on TikTok?
Nothing was talked about. We just showed up and winged it.
Okay. And then whatever happened, you were leaving and going back to Connecticut.
Yeah.
And when you left, you took some product with you.
I was given the product.
But you took some with you.
Yes.
I didn't say you stole it. You took some product in your car,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes.
Tell me what you took in your car.
It was a couple of cases. I believe what she said was 78 jars of a product.
78 jars of her product.
Mm-hmm.
How many had you sold at the fair?
I sold about 3 at the vendor's event.
You sold 3?
Yes.
I also donated $40.
I don't care. 78 jars is what you took home.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what is the retail cost of these 78 jars?
$25 a jar.
And what is your cost? You're in business to make that jar. What is the jar and the product? How much does it cost?
With everything put together, it cost me roughly around $6, $7. Just depends on what scent I'm using.
So say it costs you $6 a jar. That would be $468. Okay, you're suing him for $3,600, so that's ridiculous. So he took this product, and at some point, you wanted it back.
Yes.
So when did you tell him you wanted it back?
When I seen that he was bashing me on social media once he left, I wasn't aware that he felt some type of way. I asked
Just
him,
tell me what date it was that you wanted it back.
It would have been April 3rd.
And did he tell you that he would send it back if you paid for it?
He did several times.
He did several times say, I'll send it back if you send me.
Yes.
And did you?
He said that he was going to go to the UPS store and overnight it. I told him I did not have overnight money. Then he told me he was going to throw my product away, that he wasn't going to mess with it.
And that was in April. What'd you do with the product, Mr. Mayo?
I held on to it.
No, it's April. That's not a long time ago. How long did you hold on to it?
I held on to it for a week. The following Monday, I heard nothing from her. She blocked me on everything. I said I'd give her 2 days to give me a call, let me know what's going on.
Do you have that in messages?
Every message between us that whole morning is right here.
By the way, what were you going to do with these 78 jars?
She wanted me to sell them for her and give her the money. I was under the understanding that I was going to.
Did you say to him, throw it away, I'll report it as stolen property?
After the numerous threats
Just a second.
telling me.
Did you say that to him?
Yes.
Okay. So, sounds that to me, and I've read the papers, and the text messages between you seem to support the idea that he came for a few days, you rented a car.
I rented the Tesla.
How much was the Tesla to rent?
Rented me about $1,400. I have the actual.
Okay. No, I'm not entertaining your counterclaims, sir.
Okay.
Your counterclaim's nonsense. But he rented a car to come to help you. You hadn't actually met him before.
Right.
And when he came, your children were someplace else for the event, for the weekend, or you thought for a few days, and he was going to stay with you on your sofa. That's what you said.
Only for the event.
Well, he wouldn't have driven, I don't know how many states away, and rented a car to come for 1 day. That sounds ridiculous. And you actually acknowledge that you weren't expecting your children to come home, but your children were coming home, and you felt uncomfortable about him being in the house when your children were home, so you asked him to leave. That you acknowledge.
Right.
Okay. And so he left. I don't know whether he left during the course of an argument, but somehow he took these jars of product worth $460, and he didn't take them without your permission. He took them with your permission.
Right, we had an agreement.
That was?
That he was going to take some back. He had some barber friends and friends that was interested in buying.
Right.
And he asked if he could have a box of each scent.
Okay. And he took 78 boxes back, which are worth $468. That's your cost.
That's the price it cost for me to
Yeah, he's not paying you. He's not paying you for what you retail it for. You had a disagreement. He offered to send it back if you paid for it. He held on to it for a week. Should he have held on to it longer? I don't know. That is a sort of subjective thing. I can't say you should hold on to it for a month. You should have sent it to her COD if she didn't want to pick it up. She didn't have to pick it up, but I don't know where you send things COD anymore. I don't think that they do that anymore. Anyway, your whole loss is maybe $400 in product and jar.
But he took the jars to sell them for me to his friends. I
don't
him
care.
Permission and
I
he
don't
didn't want
care.
it.
Seems to me that you both made some bad choices. It wasn't explained to him, and I don't know what he was thinking, nor do I want to know what he was thinking. You know, to drive for a day and a half, to come to your house, not knowing who you are. he went to the event, he was helpful at the event, and then you told him that you had to leave, go to a hotel. That's what you said.
We didn't talk about the plans after the event. That's where
then you should have.
communication came.
Actually, you should have.
Right, and I took accountability for that.
$468. You threw her product away. There were other things that you could have done with it. You sure you threw it away?
I did.
You did. Why? You couldn't use it? You didn't like it for your beard?
It meant nothing to me after that. I was just looking at it made me mad.
Okay, good. $468. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.
Suing motorist Rachel Velasquez for property damage.
Court come to order. All rise.
Have a seat, everyone.
Hello, Judge. Case 2098, Shepard versus Velasquez.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Ms. Velasquez, I'm going to start with you because the case is unusual and the case really starts with you. You were driving your car.
Correct.
And had an accident on the 13th of February of this year.
Right.
Tell me about it.
I was going west on...
You were driving?
I was driving.
First, at what time did this take place on
It
February
happened at about 1 a.m.
Where were you coming from?
From my sister's home.
Anybody else in the car with you?
No.
What day of the week was February 13th?
That was on a Saturday.
So you were at some sort of a gathering at your sister's house?
I was at my sister's house, yes.
How many people were at the gathering?
There was just about maybe 10 of us.
And what time had you arrived at your sister's house?
Saturday, mid-morning.
Did you have dinner there?
Yes.
Any alcohol served all day?
Yes.
What kind?
Just a beer.
I wasn't there.
A beer?
My invitation got lost in the mail. What were you drinking?
I drank 2 beers, but that, again, mind you, it was at the afternoon.
Just a second.
Yes.
So you had 2 beers?
Yes.
Now you get into the car, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're on your way home, and see what happened.
Okay.
Traveling from your sister's house, maybe I'll make this easier for you. How far a distance is it from your sister's house to your house?
About 20 minutes.
And how far into the trip did this accident occur?
Like 15 minutes.
And tell me about the accident.
Okay, so I seen like a dog or something in the street. So as soon as I seen it.
Just a second. So it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you see something in the street. That's what you said.
Okay, well, it was something, but it turned out to be a dog.
So what did you do?
I swerved to not hit the dog.
You swerved to not hit the something.
But it was a dog.
Well, we're going to get to how you know that. So you swerved to avoid hitting the something, and you went into a house, went over a fire hydrant.
The fire hydrant, actually, when I hit the fire hydrant has pushed me into the house.
Fire hydrant, water, and you went into the house. The force of the fire hydrant didn't send you into the house, madam, unless you're telling me that the fire hydrant went and the water was such force that it pushed your car into the house, which I won't believe. Do you understand? So you swerved to avoid something in the road and were clearly going at such a speed that you went right into a house. Did you go through the wall of the house? That's either a yes or a no.
Yes.
And that's what this case is about. Because Miss Shepard is a renter in that house. And she says that everything of value that she had was destroyed because of the water and inundation. And your automobile insurance company paid the owner of the house for the damage to the house, but did not compensate Miss Shepard for any of her property that was destroyed. That's what the case is about. Correct. So now this dog becomes sort of interesting. You have a dog?
I do.
Now, you say that you swerved to avoid something that you subsequently said was a dog. Now you're in the house because that's where the car is. I assume that they had to get you out of the car. Or did you get out of the car on your own?
Yeah, my car was not in the house, but I was out of the car. I got out by myself.
Do you have photographs of the house?
I do.
I'd like to take a look at them. Oh, that's pretty much in the house.
Yeah, she went through 2 walls.
Yeah. Do you know how much money your insurance company paid out to the homeowner?
$5,000.
$5,000. Is this your car?
Yes.
And this is where it landed?
Yes.
Okay, now, you got out of the car, and what did you do?
I got out of the car. My sister She was there too.
What do you mean your sister was there too?
She was following right behind me. Because she's the one who she had seen the dog that I swerved to hit. She's seen the dog as well.
I'm talking to you. You got out of the car and?
I went to walk to get my sister.
And?
And we waited for the ambulance to get there.
For whom?
For me.
What was wrong with you?
I had 3 broken ribs.
Where did you wait for the ambulance?
Right in front of the house.
Now tell me about the dog.
The dog, when the car came to a stop, I seen the dog run back into the yard.
Yeah. So you're crashing into the front of the house. Your eyes are in front of you. You're crashing into a house. You take down the whole wall when you crashed into the house. And what you're telling me is you crashed into the house, and out of what kind of vision? You went through a wall. How did your eyes get to the backyard? You swerve. You go into, either you swerve because there's something in the road, or you swerve because you weren't paying attention, or you swerve because the beers that you had were too late in the day, whatever the reason that you swerved. But now you're facing the inside of a house. I want to know at what point you saw a dog run to the backyard.
Well, the car wasn't, I didn't hit head on. It was on the side. It was on the left side, the right side. It was on the right side. So when I hit it, everything went to the right side. I didn't hit it straight on, head forward.
This is your car.
But I did not hit it straight
This is your car. So you're telling me your car was damaged before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'd like you to tell me, Miss Shepard, I'm sure you have a list of things that were destroyed. You did not have renter's insurance.
I did not.
And what happened when you submitted a claim to Miss Velasquez's insurance company?
Absolutely nothing. They never even got back to me on it.
Okay, I'd like to see proof that your insurance company paid the owner of the house.
I don't have that on me.
You have your insurance card here?
Yes.
Good, I'd like to see it. Did you make a claim?
I did. I did the day on February 14th.
Who owns this car?
I do.
What kind of car were you driving?
It's a 2017 Honda Accord.
Did they pay to have your car fixed?
No.
Did they cover it at all? You had a $500 deductible for collision. Did they pay for your car?
No.
You have medical records?
No, I didn't bring them.
Did the police respond to the location?
Yes.
Were you given a blood alcohol test or a breathalyzer test at the scene?
No.
Do you have a police report?
I do.
I'd like to take a look at it. Okay. Arrived at the scene at 2:30 in the morning. This was determined to be a solo vehicle crash with minor injuries involving an impaired driver. That impaired driver would be you, because she wasn't driving her house. Now, Ms. Velasquez, not good form when the police reports. Do you see the police report? Have you seen the police report?
Yes.
Okay, so you know the police report found that you were impaired at the time of the accident. It also indicates that the police officer immediately after the accident questioned you on a gurney in the hospital. And that was immediately after this happened. I'm going to read what it says. Party 1, Velasquez, was riding her Honda at 55 miles per hour while under the influence. It says at the time of your statement, Party 1, that's you, states she attempted to turn left because she was heading to her mother's house, but did not recall how she crashed. Certainly don't see anything about a dog here, only an impaired driver. Okay, and then later you told this police officer that you admitted drinking 3 beers early at her home. Police officer said he asked you whether you felt the effects of alcohol drinks, to which you replied yes. The officer conducted a limited number of field sobriety tests at the hospital, which Party 1 failed to perform. Party 1's objective signs and symptoms of intoxication, and you were placed under arrest.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I placed Party 1, that's you, under arrest for DUI.
Owes for property and water damage after Rachel's car ran over a fire hydrant and crashed into Whitney's home.
Something just came through my house. My house exploded. I'm stuck in here. I don't know what's going on. There is a car in my house. Oh my God. They hit the fire hydrant. They went through for my house. I no longer have a house.
Okay. Did you receive a citation?
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No, ma'am.
Really?
No.
Well, then you want me to assume that when the police officer said that he placed you under arrest, and I can understand why they didn't remove you from the hospital, that you were subsequently given a citation, but you had to receive some sort of citation from the police, madam, unless you have medical records which indicate that the blood that they drew indicated that there was no alcohol in your system, because this police officer determined that you were drunk. And this police report has absolutely nothing about a dog causing the accident. It has you saying, I don't know what caused the accident. Yes. Okay. Ms. Shepard.
Yes.
The defendant is responsible for the damages done to your property. And so I've seen the extent of this damage done to the house. Were you able to stay in the house subsequent to this crash?
No.
Where did you go?
I got relocated to Corona. I'm renting a room in Corona.
And had you been renting the whole house?
Yes. Yes.
For how long?
10 years.
And what was your rent on the house?
$7.15 a month.
And in the 10 years that you lived there, you accumulated all your stuff?
Well, that and time before I lived there, but yes.
But for 10 years?
For 10 years,
Were you
yes.
able to take any of your furniture?
I got 3 pieces of furniture, which included my mattress.
That was okay?
It was okay.
Okay.
And I got an armoire that is ruined at the bottom from the water, and a dresser that was ruined from the water.
The rest of the furniture in the house, did it belong to you?
It did.
Okay. So you had a table, chairs, eating?
Table and chairs, no couch. It was a small house, 457 square feet.
What about your clothes?
I have not seen my clothes since the day the accident happened.
Did the water infiltrate the house as a result of the fire hydrant?
Yes. I was trapped in that house for 4.5 hours. Me and my dog were trapped in the house for 4.5 hours. My dog was in bed with me, sleeping.
When you left to rent this room, did you take anything with you?
Well, the night the accident happened, when I was trapped for 4.5 hours, I was hiding because the fire hydrant was throwing big rocks onto the roof, and I thought the whole house was coming down. But I kept coming out and filling a backpack with things my grandchildren had given me and pictures of my grandchildren. I didn't even think to take clothes or anything out.
And you went right there to some place where you were relocated? Or did you go to a relative?
Relocated immediately. It was red tagged, and it took 68 days to get a yellow tag so I could hire a company.
Do you know how much the landlord got for the damage on this house?
She had insurance, and she's rebuilding right now.
So she had her own insurance?
She had her own insurance,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Velasquez, there's no question in my mind that your mind is fresher at the time of the incident than it is months and months later, when you've had a chance to reflect on why an accident is not your fault. You were questioned by police officers immediately after the incident. You responded, actually, to the police officers and told them what happened and told them that you crashed and you didn't know why. The police officers observed your demeanor. They determined that you were operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. I don't know whether you have insurance or not. I don't know whether you had insurance on the date of the incident or not. But by your careless and reckless behavior, you've turned this lady's life upside down. She had a little life in a little house where she had all of her property, and you've turned her life totally upside down. She has nothing. And you're responsible for that. So if you had no insurance or if the insurance disclaimed, that would be your problem. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount requested, $10,000. We're finished.
Thank you.
This court is adjourned. Case number 2033, Broussard Farrell versus Stigley. All parties, please step forward.
Tammy Broussard and Catherine Fierro are suing 21-year-old Alicia Stigney for travel vouchers and harassment.
Whose son was it who was living with the defendant?
My son.
Broad strokes, what I get from this. Is that your son?
Yes, ma'am.
Your son became involved, according to you, with the defendant. She has one child with your son and one child with someone else.
Yes, ma'am.
What I gather, there was a time that everybody was happy living together, and I believe it was your brother who was getting married in Las Vegas.
Yes, ma'am.
And the defendant at that time was put in charge of ordering the plane tickets for everyone to go. But the defendant was told to use someone else's credit card. And who was that?
That's Catherine Fierro's.
That was Miss Fierro.
Yes.
Miss Fierro is whom?
I am the fiance to her brother.
In any event, the wedding did not come off as planned in Las Vegas. Parties did not use the flight tickets that you had booked with someone else's credit card.
Correct.
And you were given travel vouchers. And that's what they're suing for. They want their travel vouchers. That's it. So I just have a few questions. It's not a very difficult case. When you booked the flights for everyone, how many tickets did you book?
It was myself, my 4-year-old. The infant was a lap, so she would not count.
And your boyfriend?
At the time, yes. Roman.
Yes.
And then it was also Tammy Broussard, her daughter, and that was all.
Whose credit card did you pay for those tickets with?
It was Kat's.
That's you?
Yes.
And did you pay for those tickets?
They were put on my credit card. Yes, they were, Your Honor.
Did you, in fact, pay for them, is my question.
Yes.
I'd like to see proof that you paid for their flights. And if you have the following month's bill as well, did you ever receive a credit for those flights?
No, I did not.
On
I wasn't
your
aware
credit-
what happened until I asked the son, the flight, the airline, to send me this.
I'd like to see it.
There you go.
Because it's still on your credit card.
Yes.
Okay, so you received vouchers, according to this, that totaled little over $1,000.
Yes.
What did you do with them?
I did use them.
Just a second. You didn't pay for the tickets.
Correct.
So my question is, why didn't you turn the vouchers over to the people who actually paid for the tickets?
Fierro claimed 21-year-old Alicia Stigney owes for travel vouchers and harassment.
Now, did you discuss the vouchers with her?
I did not meet her until, I believe, early February when we left Las Vegas to go to Minnesota. And shortly after meeting her the day that we got there, she called my fiance. I asked if we could watch the baby.
No.
When we did have a discussion about it, a slight one.
Only a discussion with you. I don't want to hear about any conversation.
I did bring it up.
Well,
to
I'd
her.
like you to tell me what the discussion was.
When we came to watch her baby for the first time, she went to show me the baby's room where the diapers were, where the wipes are, and she was running around looking for wipes. And I said, I don't want to seem rude, but you do have the vouchers, correct, for the wedding. They were specifically meant for my wedding. And she said she didn't really have time to talk about it, that she was going out for the weekend to Rochester to go out and have fun with her. So she just left very quickly. Then we watched the baby a second time, and I decided to leave a little bit early to get to the house to watch the baby. And when we arrived, she was out the door. So she did not want to talk about
Well, I don't, that's sort of speculation.
Yes.
I don't understand what the issue is. She paid for the tickets. You did not, but you used the vouchers.
I did.
Well, then she's entitled to be compensated for what she paid.
Your Honor, she also posted on Facebook trying to sell the tickets.
Well, I mean, I don't know. This is not rocket science. Am I missing something here? You booked the tickets but didn't pay for them. The wedding got canceled because of COVID. You got vouchers for what she paid for and you used them without any agreement. What is the issue here? Am I missing something?
I don't think so.
Would you tell me?
Yes. So back last year, I have the agreement. It was sometime, I think June or July. Tammy moved to Minnesota or to Austin.
Don't go off on a listen to me.
Her apartment is in my name because she couldn't put it in her name.
Okay, and?
So they said, because later in February, Kat had now moved into Tammy's apartment with Tammy that is in my name.
Okay.
So they, as a thank you, they had said that they did not want the vouchers back, that I could use them. They also said that they would not able to use them before they expired in October of this year.
That is not true, Your Honor.
What do you mean they said? Those are two people.
Yes, Tammy and Kat. I had ran into Kat at Walmart sometime late March, I think it was, after me and the Romaine had broke up.
Whatever his name is, Romaine and I broke up.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out why you didn't give her the vouchers when you got them.
We were still together, me and Romaine. We were planning on taking a trip this year.
What difference does it make? Were you supposed to pay for the tickets to Vegas?
No.
Was that your agreement, that somebody else was going to pay for them?
They agreed that they'd pay for them, yes.
Is that right?
To come to the wedding, not to go anywhere else, just
to come to the wedding, but the wedding was canceled.
Yes. Correct. And we did not speak at Walmart about anything about those.
What I have here are two charges, one for $320 and one for $538. Is that what you spent on the tickets?
Yes. And ma'am, I have something from June 18th on Facebook where she was trying to sell them on Facebook. And I had... I
actually, Ms. Brisson, don't understand why you're here.
I'm here because there's also a harassment. We have a police report regarding that.
Okay.
As well
okay, so with regard to your claim, she owes you $858 for the tickets.
Yes.
So that judgment is taken care of. You can have a seat.
Thank you.
The other part of the claim is for harassment. Do you want to tell me when this harassment started? I assume it was after your son and the defendant terminated their relationship. And if you indicated that you had a police report, I'd like to look at it.
Yes, ma'am. Here is the police report. And actually, the harassment had started.
Just 1 second. As far as this police report you gave me, the only thing that's complained about here, really from your end, initially, was the fact that your son's tax money was put in her bank account by mistake.
It was something entirely different because he doesn't have the evidence that he needs with that.
I don't care. I'm just telling you what the document is that you handed me as evidence of harassment. And the document that you handed me as evidence of harassment, the focal point of it is last week his tax return got deposited. Alicia withdrew all the money from the account, and this included $1,500 from the tax return and $1,000 that was in the account. That was the crux of your complaint against her. Well, that's not harassment.
Well, the harassment had started on April 27th, which is like a month after those two had broken up. It was a really nasty thing. I don't know, like it says in there, I don't know if it's coincidental, but she sped through a yellow light, almost hit me once. Her boyfriend had been a total nuisance in my parking lot, blowing the horn.
Listen to me very carefully. If you feel as if you are the subject of harassment, file for a protective order. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. The defendant owes your co-plaintiff $858. Thank you.
This court is adjourned.